My child, my beloved, listen closely because what I'm about to say carries the weight of eternity. This is not background noise. This is not something to play while your mind is elsewhere. This is a moment asking for your full attention, because heaven itself is leaning toward you right now. Archangel Michael is calling your name, not softly, not casually, but with urgency that shakes the unseen world. Archangel Michael says, I'm dying to talk to you. This is my final message. Spare just 5 minutes for me and don't ignore this. Tonight, the spiritual atmosphere is restless. Something ancient is moving, and your name is written inside that movement. If you walk away, this moment will quietly pass, and it will not return in the same form. This message did not find you by accident. Long before your first breath, long before your struggles had names, this word was sealed and reserved for you. A truth has been waiting in silence, locked away until this exact hour. Archangel Michael says, do not delay. Do not hesitate. Open this immediately before the door closes forever. If you feel something stir inside you right now, pause for a breath. Let it land. And if you want to stay aligned with what heaven is unfolding, take a second to subscribe, because these messages connect like pieces of a map. Missing one can mean missing direction. Your destiny is not calm right now, it is trembling. There is activity around your life that you cannot see, but you can feel it. Whispers are traveling from the other side, not to scare you, but to alert you. You are being warned and guided at the same time. In the next few moments, your heart will recognize something your logic may not understand yet. A truth about your future. A situation involving someone you care about. A blessing already in motion. And hear this clearly: if you shut this down now, confusion wins ground it should never have had. Archangel Michael says, do not let darkness steal this word. Stay with me until the end. Imagine heaven pulling the veil back just enough to speak into your space. The air feels heavy for a reason. There is a quiet pressure, a spiritual vibration pressing against your chest, not to harm you, but to wake you. You are not being interrupted, you are being summoned. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your life, not as a distant symbol, but as an active guardian. His presence cuts through distractions, and he says, spare me just 5 minutes. This is my final message. Do not ignore me today. You did not stumble here. This message fought through resistance to reach you. Behind the scenes of your life, things are shifting. Decisions are being made in places you've never been invited into. Some paths that look harmless are not meant for you. Some offers that feel like relief are actually delays in disguise. Archangel Michael has been sent to expose what hides in plain sight, to steady you before a misstep, to pull you back when the ground looks solid but isn't. Right now, a window is opening, brief, golden, and precise. Inside it is escape, restoration, and momentum. But it will not remain open forever. Delay has cost you enough already. This is why the warning is firm. Delay drains purpose. Delay turns miracles into regrets. And you, my beloved, were not created to live postponed. If your heart is racing or your skin feels alert, that is not fear. That is recognition. Your soul remembers a promise made before this life began. A private agreement between you and God, sealed in light, untouched by time. That is why these words feel heavier than others. That is why you are still here reading. Beloved is not a compliment, it is your identity. It is how heaven knows you. Child is not weakness, it is position. Some of you have lost stability, peace, confidence, or direction. Some of you have watched doors shut and wondered if you were forgotten. You were not. Archangel Michael has seen every silent tear, every unanswered prayer, every night you endured quietly. And now he comes with a message of reversal. Exposure. Return. Awakening. But it requires your response. This is not inspiration. This is activation. A record is being marked that you were warned, invited, and given clarity. Do not be the one who remembers this later with regret. Be the one who moved when it mattered. If at any point you felt emotion rise or sudden understanding settle in, don't rush past it. That is where change begins. And as you stay connected to what is unfolding, remember, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Don't pull away now, this is the moment where most people quit, and that's exactly why you must stay. What you're feeling is not boredom or hesitation, it's resistance breaking. Every sentence you're hearing is unlocking something layered deep inside you, something time tried to bury. By the time these words reach their end, you will not be standing in the same inner place where you started. That shift is not emotional hype. That is alignment. And if this word is resonating, mark this moment and stay connected, because heaven never speaks once, it speaks in patterns, and each message builds like steps pulling you upward when you thought there was no way out. If tears rise or clarity hits you out of nowhere, stop and let it happen. That pause is sacred. That is the instant where the unseen presses into the seen. That is where confusion loosens its grip and direction begins to form. Do not rush past that feeling. Many miracles begin quietly, disguised as emotion, before they ever become visible change. My beloved child, the restlessness you feel has a name, and it is not anxiety. It is the sound of heaven knocking. Your sleep has been shallow because your spirit has been alert. Your heart has been aching because it knows something your mind has tried to explain away. Until now, you thought it was just your thoughts circling. But today the veil thins, and Archangel Michael says, I'm dying to talk to you. This is my final message. Do not ignore me. This is the sign you asked for in private. This is the confirmation you whispered for when no one else could hear. Timing has not failed you, timing has protected you. What is unfolding now could not have happened sooner without breaking you. Divine order never rushes, and it never arrives late. Today was selected long before you felt ready. And yes, there is someone connected to your destiny whose actions have been hidden. You sensed it. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were imagining things. You were not. Heaven has been watching quietly, and truth is already on its way. What was concealed will no longer stay buried. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself. What is hidden will be shouted from rooftops. The confusion that kept you second-guessing will lift. The blindfold will fall. You will see clearly, not to hurt you, but to free you. Secrets are not revealed to destroy the chosen, they are revealed to break chains. And you are chosen. Notice what your body is doing right now. This reaction is your confirmation. That chill, that warmth, that sudden calm does not come from words on a screen. It comes from eternity brushing against time. The same Archangel Michael who stood in battles before history guarded you in moments you never knew were dangerous. He redirected accidents. He blocked sickness. He exposed false intentions before they could touch you. And now he warns again, do not ignore me. Stay until the end. Here is where distraction becomes dangerous. Your mind will try to wander. Your attention will try to drift. Not because this message lacks power, but because completion unlocks what halfway never will. Miracles respond to endurance. Breakthrough answers those who stay. That is why Archangel Michael says, stay until the last line. Stay until the seal is broken. Understand this, your response is being witnessed. Even now, unseen forces are leaning forward. Heaven is attentive, not pressuring, but watching. Your openness aligns you with divine flow. Your hesitation delays what is already prepared. Think of a river held back for years, swelling behind a wall. The pressure is built. The release is ready. This message is the key. Your yes is the turn. The lies you believed were never truth, they were fear reacting to your rise. You were told you were forgotten. You were told your prayers went nowhere. You were told miracles were for others. All lies. Every tear was counted. Every silent cry was kept. You were delayed, yes, but never denied. And now the reversal begins. Archangel Michael says, tonight destinies shift. Tonight chains break. What felt dead will breathe again. What felt final will reopen. But hear this carefully, the next thing that comes will demand a choice. You will recognize the trap that was set. You will see who stood behind it. You will be shown truth without distortion. And in that moment, you will choose. Archangel Michael says, do not choose shadows, my child. You were never created for survival mode. You were born for clarity, freedom, and light. What comes next is not meant to scare you, it is meant to position you. Stay open. Stay steady. Because the path ahead is no longer hidden, and your steps are about to matter more than ever before. You were born for miracles, and this moment is proof that heaven still has its hands on your life. What you're feeling right now is not imagination, it's agreement forming inside your spirit. Take a slow breath and let your soul settle into this truth, because heaven is not finished with you yet. What is unfolding now is built carefully, one layer at a time, and each word is part of a greater unveiling. This is why staying matters. This is why alignment matters. The path forward is being revealed step by step, and every step carries weight. Look at how much had to move just to bring you here. Moments you almost missed. Whispers you brushed off. Gentle nudges you explained away. Still, heaven did not withdraw. Heaven persisted, because your destiny is not disposable. You are here because God refused to release his grip on you. Archangel Michael has stood at the threshold of your life, waiting patiently for this exact moment when your heart would be open enough, your hunger deep enough, your awareness sharp enough to receive what is being poured out now. This is that moment. Right here. Right now. Do not rush past this. What you are reading carries substance. Every breath in this message holds a piece of your breakthrough. You have carried burdens no one else could see. You showed strength when you were exhausted. You smiled when your soul felt worn thin. In quiet moments, you wondered how much longer you could keep going. Heaven saw all of it. Archangel Michael carried every silent cry before God, and this message arrives as heaven's response. Enough waiting. Enough wandering. Enough unanswered nights. The season has shifted. The night that surrounded you is breaking into morning. Delay has expired. Confusion is losing its hold. Your tears were not wasted, they purchased access to this hour. The one who has defended you unseen now steps forward to declare that movement has begun. You are not standing still anymore, even if it feels subtle. Momentum is returning. There is a truth you sensed long before it was spoken. A name whispered around you. A presence that didn't sit right. Someone you trusted whose actions felt misaligned. You questioned yourself. You told yourself to be patient. But heaven says your intuition was not wrong. This message does not arrive to wound you, it arrives to free you. What kept you entangled kept your blessings delayed. That hold has been cut. Archangel Michael says, prepare yourself. The cords are being severed. The fog is lifting. And when you allow yourself to believe, you will feel it, the weight easing, the clarity settling, the fire returning to places that went cold. Pause here for a moment. Let your body tell you what your mind is still catching up to. That awareness, that warmth, that calm, it is presence drawing near. You are not alone in this moment, you are being surrounded. Not watched with judgment, but covered with care. The same power that shaped oceans and called stars into place is leaning close, steady and intentional. God says, I have not forgotten you. I never stepped away. I was with you in the fire, and I am with you now. Let that truth land where fear once lived. But understand this, what is coming is bigger than survival. This is about inheritance. What slipped away? What was taken unfairly? What you thought was lost for good? Heaven says restoration is moving toward you, not in fragments, but in fullness. This is not just rescue, it is return. Archangel Michael says, prepare your hands, prepare your heart, prepare your home. Increase requires readiness. Resistance often rises when blessing draws near. Those who once applauded may question. Those who smiled may shift. Let it happen. Their reaction is not your responsibility. Their discomfort is confirmation that elevation is taking place. Do not shrink. Do not explain. Heaven will speak louder than every doubtful voice when the miracle manifests. Stay right here. This moment matters more than you realize. You are closer than you have ever been. Standing at the threshold of answers you prayed for in private. Do not step back now. What completes this message completes a cycle. What seals these words sets movement in motion. Distraction has stolen enough from you already. Can you feel the atmosphere changing? Even now the air feels heavier, not with fear, but with authority. Something unseen is shifting in your space, in your thoughts, in your heart. This is alignment taking shape. This is direction forming. And what unfolds next will require your courage, your trust, and your willingness to walk forward without hesitation, because what has begun will not stop halfway. But what you're sensing now is not fear, it is presence drawing near. It feels as if the space around you is thickening, layer by layer, until the distance between heaven and earth feels thin enough to touch. Do not explain this away. Do not call it coincidence. This is the mark of the divine pressing close. Archangel Michael is nearer than you think, sword drawn, eyes alive with fire, not to terrify you, but to remind you that you have never stood alone in this fight. What you called abandonment was actually protection happening in silence. While you thought you were overlooked, you were being guarded. While you wondered why nothing moved, you were being prepared. And tonight, the long silence finally breaks. What was withheld for seasons is now being placed into your hands. This moment carries weight because your life has never been ordinary, even when it felt unnoticed. From the beginning, your story carried pressure most people never feel. That is why the resistance was intense. That is why betrayal cut so deep. That is why losses stacked one after another until you wondered how much more you could take. The enemy does not waste effort on empty vessels. He pushed hard because he recognized what you carry. He attacked early because he saw your destiny before you ever named it. But here is what was never taken into account: heaven already wrote your outcome. No weapon formed against you can prosper when victory is already declared. You were pressed, but never crushed. You were wounded, but never destroyed. You were delayed, but never denied. And now the delay ends. The denial ends. The silence ends. Archangel Michael says, the hour of unveiling has come. Look back at what you once called wasted seasons. The prayers that felt unanswered. The doors that never opened. The years that seemed stolen. Heaven says none of it was wasted. Every tear watered the ground of your future. Every disappointment stretched your capacity. Every closed door quietly redirected you toward a path hidden from ordinary sight. What felt like loss was divine redirection. What felt like rejection was secret protection. This is why the timing feels heavy. It had to arrive in fullness. God says the stage was being prepared for something too great to rush. And now that fullness is here. The time is now. The stage is set. Heaven's focus is on you, and no one else can stand in your place. What is stepping toward you belongs to you alone. But listen carefully, because this next part requires courage. Someone close to you, someone woven into your daily life, has not been fully honest. They smiled while speaking against you in hidden spaces. They walked beside you while quietly hoping you would fall. Archangel Michael has seen it. Heaven has recorded it. And the season of concealment is ending. Do not fear what is about to be revealed, it will free you. Yes, it may sting for a moment, but it will heal you for a lifetime. This unveiling will confirm what your spirit has whispered all along. You were not imagining it. You were discerning. When the mask falls, the weight you've been carrying will lift, and you will finally walk unburdened by false alliances. And this message is not only about others, it is about you. As masks fall around you, coverings fall from your own eyes. You will see yourself as heaven has always seen you, not broken, but whole, not abandoned, but chosen, not weak, but powerful. The lies spoken over you lose their grip tonight. Archangel Michael speaks against every lie you believed. You are enough, because you were formed with intention. You will succeed, because heaven has already agreed on it. You are not cursed, every chain has been broken. You are not forgotten, every detail of your life is known. Let those lies collapse now. Let fear release its hold. Let truth take its rightful place. Pause here and breathe. This is not poetry, this is declaration. This is not encouragement alone, this is alignment. Heaven's words do not return empty. They move with purpose. They accomplish what they are sent to do. Let this decree mark you tonight. You are stepping out of delay and into destiny. Out of fear and into boldness. Out of lack and into abundance. But stay alert, because resistance often rises right before release. You may notice strange dreams, sudden tension, unexpected setbacks. Do not be shaken. These are the final reactions of a grip that is breaking. When the storm grows loudest, dawn is closest. When pressure increases, breakthrough is near. Hold your ground, completion matters. Archangel Michael says, the fight is already won. Stand still and you will see the salvation of your God. If this message is burning in your spirit, mark it. Remember it. And stay connected. Subscribe not out of habit or hype, but because you cannot afford to miss what heaven is about to speak next. What has begun here is not ending yet, and the next word will carry you even further forward. Each word you've stayed with has been a thread, and together they are forming something holy around you. Nothing here is random, and nothing is extra. What is being woven is protection, identity, and purpose. If even one thread were missing, the pattern would weaken. That is why staying matters. Heaven is still speaking, still stitching, still shaping. And when the final word settles, you will not step forward exposed or unsure. You will stand clothed in light, ready to walk into what was promised long before you ever knew how to ask. Now hear this truth, even if it sounds hard to believe at first. The battles you have been fighting were never about the surface issues you named. It was never just money, never just relationships, never just work or health. Those were symptoms, not the source. The real target was your destiny. The enemy saw a light in you that could not be left burning. He saw a voice that would shift atmospheres. He saw a future too dangerous to allow untouched. So distraction came. Pressure came. Storm after storm tried to wear you down. Yet here you are still standing, still searching, still listening. That alone is victory. Your survival is not luck, it is evidence of divine defense. Archangel Michael says, "You are still here because I stood guard. You are still alive because I fought when you could not fight. You are still chosen because your name cannot be erased." There is something sacred about surviving what was meant to destroy you. It reshapes your soul. You no longer move like the crowd. You no longer think shallow thoughts. Fire has refined you, and that depth cannot be faked. Others notice it, even if you don't fully see it yet. Some are drawn to what you carry. Some feel threatened by it. But no one is neutral. That difference is not pride, and it is not self-made strength. It is the residue of divine purpose resting on your life. You were chosen not only to receive miracles but to become one, a living sign that destiny cannot be buried and light cannot be silenced. This is why the urgency is so strong right now. Archangel Michael knows your hour has arrived. Survival season is ending. Fullness season is calling. Hiding is no longer an option. You are being summoned to step into the center of what you were born to do. But understand this clearly: calling always comes with cost. Not everyone will celebrate your rising. Some who once clapped will grow quiet. Some who walked beside you will fall behind. Not because you failed them, but because light exposes shadows. When you rise, you reveal what others tried to keep hidden. Some will envy it. Some will resent it. Some will try to pull you back down to where they feel comfortable. Do not let them. Archangel Michael says, "You were not called to shrink. You were not chosen to dim. You were born to blaze like a torch in the night." Yet hear the warning woven gently into this word. When exposure comes, do not let bitterness take root. When betrayal surfaces, do not grab vengeance. Justice is not your assignment, freedom is. Heaven will handle what you release. Every moment you cling to anger delays what is already approaching. Do not carry old poison into a new season. Lay it down, and you will find your hands free to receive more than you imagined. Pay attention to what is stirring inside you right now. That quickened pulse. That tightness in your chest. The sudden faces and names rising in your thoughts. This is not confusion, it is revelation. Light is turning on room by room. Do not fear what you see. Do not deny what you know. Truth is not coming to harm you, it is coming to free you. And now hear what will surprise you most. A door of provision is opening, sudden, unexpected, and precise. What you lost financially will begin to return, but not through the path you assumed. God is stirring the heart of a real person, someone positioned to release help, covering, and favor. Do not chase them. Do not manipulate. Simply align yourself and watch how God bends hearts on your behalf. With blessing comes responsibility, and this must be said clearly. Archangel Michael says, "Stand still, for the transfer has begun." What comes next is not only for comfort but for assignment. Do not pour it into empty wells. Do not waste it on distractions. You are being resourced for purpose. Equipped for impact. Prepared for something larger than yourself. This is not just encouragement, it is instruction. This is not a feel-good moment, it is a map. Every line has been another step forward. That is why endurance matters. That is why staying matters. The enemy knows how close you are, and distraction will whisper loudly now. Resist it. Those who endure receive what others only hear about. So stay with this moment and let it finish its work. You are closer than ever before. The garment is nearly complete. The path is becoming clear. And what heaven has begun in you will not be left unfinished. Only those who stay awake through the darkest hours ever witness the first light of morning, and your dawn is closer than you think. If this message burns in your chest and stirs something deep in your bones, anchor yourself right here. What is coming next completes what has already begun. Every word you've stayed with has been another brick, and together they are building the house of your destiny. Miss one, and the structure weakens. Stay, beloved. Stay until the final line, because at the end you won't just hear words, you'll receive the key meant to unlock what has been waiting at your door. Right now, the spirit realm is trembling, even if your natural eyes see nothing unusual. Your heart feels it, though. That is why recent nights felt heavy. That is why your thoughts kept looping. That is why rest felt shallow. The veil is thin, and your destiny is pressing to be born. Archangel Michael stands near, urgent and unwavering, and he says, "Do not ignore me. This is the hour written for you. What was locked is loosening. What resisted you is weakening. What stood against you is beginning to fall apart." That strange mix of fear and excitement you feel is the sound of chains breaking. But hear this truth clearly: breakthrough rarely arrives wrapped in comfort. It often comes clothed in exposure, in truth sharp enough to cut through illusion. There is someone closer than you wanted to admit whose heart toward you was never clean. They smiled, yet carried envy. They praised you, yet quietly hoped you would fail. You sensed it and tried to dismiss it. Tonight, heaven confirms what your spirit already knew. Do not fear the truth. Truth is not here to harm you, it is here to release you. Archangel Michael says, "No more. No more hidden snares. No more silent sabotage. The masks are falling, the cords are breaking, and you are walking free." Think of this hour as fire, not to burn you, but to refine you. Gold passes through fire before it shines, and you are being refined into a vessel that carries light without distortion. The losses, the delays, the confusion, all of it was fire. Painful, yes. Purposeful, absolutely. You cannot rise into destiny carrying illusions. You cannot enter your promised season tied to those who undermine you. You cannot walk in fullness with hands still gripping old chains. That is why the fire comes sudden and sharp to remove what no longer belongs. Do not resist what leaves. Do not grieve what departs. What exits now was never meant to walk with you into what comes next. You have been asking for proof that your prayers were heard. You wondered if your sacrifices mattered, if your pain had meaning. This word is that sign. It carries weight because it was dispatched with urgency. It feels different because it is stamped with eternity. It carries the final cry of Archangel Michael, "Spare me 5 minutes, my child. Do not turn away. This is my last message." When heaven says last, it is not to scare you, it is to wake you. Delay has expired. Decision time has arrived. What you do with this word will shape the road ahead. And here this carefully movement has already begun in your finances. You may not see numbers shift yet, but doors are opening where you are not present. Your name has already been spoken in a room you've never entered. A thought, a memory, a recommendation has been stirred in someone of influence. Hearts are being guided toward you. Help is being aligned. Favor is being positioned. But there is wisdom you must carry with the blessing. When provision arrives, do not waste it proving yourself to doubters. Do not pour it out to impress those who mocked you. This blessing is not for validation, it is for assignment. You are being equipped, not entertained. Steward what flows wisely, and you will see multiplication beyond what you imagined. Pause right here and notice what your body is doing. That pressure in your chest is not fear. It is recognition. Your spirit knows this is for you. That shiver, that quickened heartbeat, those tears rising without explanation, this is confirmation. Heaven is pressing close, marking you for movement. What began as survival is shifting into purpose. What felt like waiting is becoming preparation revealed. You are standing at the edge of a turning point, and what happens next depends on your willingness to stay awake, stay open, and stay aligned. The dawn is breaking. The path is clearing. And what heaven has started in you will not stop halfway. Do not harden your heart in this moment. This is not the time to analyze or explain it away. Lean in and stay with these words until the very end. Archangel Michael warns that distraction will try to steal this hour from you. The enemy already knows he cannot cancel what God has started, so he will attempt something subtler. He will whisper that this is too long, that your attention should be elsewhere, that you can come back later. Sudden noises, sudden doubts, sudden urges to move on will appear. Resist them. Stay. Only those who endure to the end receive the fullness of what is being released. Only those who remain awake through midnight ever witness the breaking of dawn. And beloved, your dawn is near. What you feel right now is not despair, it is labor. The heaviness in your chest is not defeat, it is the weight of birth. You are giving life to a new chapter, a new season, a new identity. What seemed dead is stirring again. What was lost is finding its way back. What was fractured is beginning to mend. Heaven is not silent over you tonight. You will not walk away empty. You will not leave overlooked. You will leave carrying abundance meant for your hands. If this word is marking you, do not let the moment slip past unnoticed. Staying connected matters because heaven unfolds things in sequence. Each message is another stone placed carefully on the path ahead. Miss one, and the road feels harder to follow. Stay, beloved. The journey is still unfolding, and the deepest revelation waits closer to the end. There is a reason your spirit refuses to settle, even now. That holy restlessness you feel has always been there. You were never designed for an ordinary life. That is why blending in always felt wrong. That is why copying others left you empty. You were set apart, marked, and sealed before time ever began. You may have forgotten, but heaven never did. Archangel Michael has walked with you longer than you realize. Unseen, yet unwavering. Guiding you away from traps you never noticed. Whispering through dreams you couldn't remember. Pulling you back from edges you didn't know you were standing on. Tonight his voice rises with urgency, and he says, "This is the hour. This is the moment. Do not turn away. My last message is for you. There are forces that fear your awakening more than anything else. A sleeping child of God is easy to manage, but an awakened one becomes unstoppable. That is why distraction chased you. That is why busyness swallowed your time. That is why fear and disappointment tried to numb your spirit. They hoped you would never pause long enough to hear what you are hearing now. But heaven broke through. You are awake. You are listening. And nothing can uproot what is being planted in you tonight. Your life is about to pivot in ways you cannot ignore. What felt impossible yesterday will begin to move. Doors that stayed locked will open without struggle. People who walked away will be replaced by those assigned to help you walk forward. This shift will not be subtle. It will be undeniable. Even those who doubted will have to admit that something has changed. Archangel Michael says, this pivot is not chance. It is written. Do not let doubt suffocate it. Do not let fear blur your vision. Open your heart fully, because heaven moves where faith makes space. Yet hear this clearly: every rising comes with testing. As light floods your path, shadows will attempt a final stand. Conflict may intensify briefly. People you trusted may reveal unexpected truths. Do not be alarmed. This is not destruction, it is liberation. You cannot carry false alliances into a new season. Masks must fall. Lies must unravel. Pretenders must depart. Better now, in the clarity of revelation, than later when the cost is higher. Choose the pain that frees you over the comfort that enslaves you. You are not only being delivered from something, you are being delivered into something. Into clarity. Into authority. Into abundance you never imagined yourself capable of holding. For too long you believed you were powerless, waiting for approval, hesitating because you felt unworthy. Heaven never named you powerless. Heaven never called you unworthy. Heaven called you beloved, chosen, and royal. Tonight that crown is being returned to you. Wear it. Believe it. Speak it. The moment you accept who you truly are, the atmosphere around you will respond in recognition. Think back over the years you survived when quitting felt easier. How many times did you stand on the edge of giving up, yet something unseen held you steady? That was not luck. That was not willpower. That was Archangel Michael covering you, whispering hope when despair was loud, shielding you when darkness pressed close. Stay with this moment just a little longer. What has been set in motion will not stop halfway. The dawn you waited through long nights for is already breaking, and what comes next will confirm that heaven has been preparing you all along. And now the declaration breaks through with unmistakable authority. Archangel Michael says you were not preserved through all those storms to live a reduced life. You were not kept breathing just to survive quietly on the edges. This is not how your story ends. Failure is not your conclusion. Silence is not your portion. You are rising into the full measure of what heaven authored over you long before fear ever spoke your name. Pause right here and let that truth settle. Do not rush it. Let it rest on you like a mantle, because these words are not inspiration alone, they are instruction. They are keys placed in your hands, seeds dropped into ready soil. What you nurture with faith will not stay invisible for long. Living seeds grow. And what is being planted now will become visible, undeniable, and impossible to dismiss. Heaven is watching how you steward this moment, because a turning is already in motion. A financial shift is unfolding quietly but powerfully. The cycles of lack, the strain of barely enough, the constant pressure of shortage, this is where it breaks. Provision is moving from places you never planned, through people you did not expect, in ways you could not have arranged. Do not be surprised when doors open suddenly. A message arrives. An opportunity resurfaces. A seed you thought was lost finally bears fruit. What was delayed in process will release without warning. These are not coincidences. They are responses. And when they come, handle them with wisdom. Channel them toward purpose. Invest them into what builds, not what distracts. This provision is not only to ease you, it is to equip you. Heaven is resourcing you for assignment. Hear the urgency one more time, because it matters. Archangel Michael says, do not ignore this and do not delay. Stay until the very last word, because completion carries power. The enemy will try one final tactic to leave things unfinished. To pull you away just before sealing. Resist that voice. Endurance is where the crown rests. Those who stay receive what others only glimpse. If this message is pressing into your chest, mark this moment. Anchor yourself. Stay connected. Subscribe not out of habit, but out of alignment so you do not miss what is released next. Each piece belongs to a larger whole, and breaking the chain weakens the picture. Stay, beloved. What is coming next is not lighter, it is higher.